Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today. I am Katie Kauhinen. I'm Dean at the Norman J. Radow College of Humanities and Social Sciences. The book that we'll be exploring today is Getting Better by Dr. Will Carter, and I'm so excited. And then, of course, it's going to be moderated today by Valerie Smith, and I'm looking forward to a vibrant conversation. So welcome to both of you.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. What a wonderful showing. We're so glad to be here. And Will, I am so glad to have this conversation with you. As Dean stated, I'm Valerie Smith. I'm a lecturer in the English department. And I'm here with my colleague and friend, Will Carter. And I'm just going to read his biography. We're going to talk about his book, Getting Better, and a memoir. In October 2007, when Will Carter was a senior in high school, Will was in a car accident and suffered a brain injury. After an almost 3-week coma, Will awoke and went to the Shepherd County Center for Therapy. In May of 2008, he was able to graduate Roswell High School, and then 4 years later, he graduated from Oglethorpe University with a Bachelor of Arts in Playwriting. He went on to receive his Master's of Fine Arts in Playwriting from Boston University and his Master's of Teaching from the University of Louisville. Will's work has been published in Brain Injury Today, the South Florida Poetry Journal, in parentheses, the Calderwood Press, His View from Home, and more. Currently, Will lives in Georgia with his beautiful wife, Ashley, and their 2 wonderful kids, Ellie and Alexander. He teaches full-time right here at Kennesaw State University. Will has gone from seeking to hide his brain injury to joyfully writing and speaking about his brain injury and his stroke. Thank you so much for being here, Will.
Of course. Thank you for having me, and thank you. And thank you, Dean Kalkin. I appreciate the support, appreciate always sharing my stuff. It means a lot. All right, so this is On Memory, an introduction. This is not a story about what happened or how things were. This is not a story of things corroborated or cross-referenced. This is not even a story that attempts to be accurate. This is my story as I remember it. Honestly, no one's story is ever about what happened. We only have our experience of events. We can only access how something happened to us, how we experienced it, or how we saw the moment through our specific lens of perception. Our only access to life is through our experience, each person's story told by a different narrator. So who cares what actually happened? Who cares how things really were? Who cares if that is what he was wearing or if that's what she really said, or on and on and on? My story is my experience of it, and no one can tell me otherwise. I, for one, have a unique perspective on this. On October 7, 2007, I was involved in a car accident, suffered a brain injury, and was put in a medically induced coma. Funny things about coma drugs is they make you forget. This, of course, is a good thing. You don't remember the accident, remember the blood and the pain, the twisted metal, the shattered glass, all the hospital lights and desperate operations that followed. Nobody needs pain like that taking a valuable space in their memory. Coma drugs are non-discriminatory, though. They take a swipe at everything around the event that put the person in the coma. They don't care. Even if an event happened several months before the coma, the memory of it is either fuzzy or gone. My car accident, my injury, my recovery, this pivotal moment in my life is a foggy, misremembered collection of stories that I've been told and ones I have unintentionally made up. See, after my accident, when I was working on my thesis play about a couple dealing with their son's brain injury, I told parents things I remembered from the hospital, stories, people who came, or things that were said, and I was told it didn't happen, or it didn't happen like that, or they didn't come by, or they didn't say that. I am an unreliable narrator. I do not fully remember waking up from a coma, and to be frank, I don't really remember a good bit after. I hardly remember my first year of college, the summer that preceded it, or even the months of my senior year of high school before the accident. There are colors and faces, but they are in streaks or underwater, visible yet completely unclear, wispy grasps of moment, snatches of memory, nothing tangible. It's strange to have a recollection of almost 2 years like this, a memory that feels like a chipped and peeling mosaic on the wall of an old Italian church. This is not a story about what happened because it cannot be. I cannot trust what I remember, and there are gaps. Oh, there are gaps. No one has an objective take on the past. Experience is clouded by one's own bias. Things get deleted, repeated, mistaken, misremembered, and on and on. There is no truth of the kind we are comfortable with that exists. But what good is that? Your story is what you have lived with. Your story is the one your conscious and unconscious mind teamed up to develop in order to steer you through this confusing thing called life. This is not an invitation to throw out the idea of truth. This is only to say, when it comes to our stories, I don't know how valuable the idea of truth actually is. However, the question of the truth of narrative is something we all face. If you've had someone correct your story, you understand. The frustration of another human being telling you what happened is almost unbearable. Even if you're wrong, it takes reminding yourself of every terrible prison movie, TV show, and documentary in order to not murder them right then and there. You don't say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for my error. It seems some of the details of my story are not what some might consider correct." No, if you have any drop of humanity, your mind screams, blood filling your face red, "It's my story, butt out." Because it is your story. And if you've remembered something wrong, okay. Somebody can give their story, as long as, of course, it's not in the middle of your story. My memory is an imperfect thing. The story I have lived and created myself, too, has been crafted by this strange, uncertain thing. What are we to do? Pick up the pieces and let our story take the lead, falling and failing all the while. I cannot remember correctly, but I can hand you a raggedy quilt of stitched together mistaken and fraying versions of events and hope it will do you good. My story is unreliable, but it's the only one I have. Enjoy.
How do you reconcile that mismemory and being an unreliable narrator with being an actual writer yourself?
I think that it was the biggest hurdle for me to get over was that my story, if I wrote my memoir, was not going to be true. Now, nothing is a lie. There's no million little pieces or whatever. I haven't intentionally fabricated anything. But because of my memory, I had to get over it's going to be my memory. And then I had to come to a place like I wrote the introduction, and that gave me permission to write everything else.
That's so good.
And what I think the thing is it's realizing that the truth of your writing is enough. The truth of your experience is enough. That is enough because it's how you lived it.
That's how you lived it.
And that's how we all interact with the world. And it took me October 7th, 2007, was my accident. I started writing this in 2019.
Just to keep going on that, you were already in school or had finished your master's by then?
Yeah, so I got my first master's, my MFA, got that in 2015. And then I got my master's in teaching in 2017. And I do have to say this, because it is an important part of it. The reason why it's also 2019 is because that's the year that I got my pacemaker. I have bradycardia, so I have half a heartbeat, and that developed sometime between my senior year of college and my freshman year of grad school. So I went from a 35 to a 70, and I was like, oh, I have some energy now.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And I was wondering if was it mostly or a balance of the time, the 12 years, as well as this, your education along the way that gave you the courage and kind of the tools to begin writing?
Now, I don't want to sell short what we do here as professors. But my MFA did not increase my confidence. No, I definitely think growing as a writer, of course, I had to grow as a writer. I think for me, what I had to do was grow as a person in order to write this book, because every time I tried to write this beforehand, it was all out of ego. Let me show people what a good writer I am. Let me show people what I've overcome. God put it on my heart to write the book. And then I heard it so clearly once I got my pacemaker. And I sat down every day for a year for 30 minutes. And not saying this is divinely inspired. I don't have that big of an ego. Yes. This is, no. But to say I sat down and I never struggled with writer's block.
So I think it is time for us to hear a little bit of that next section,
Absolutely.
chapter 1.
Absolutely. Let me read you guys. So this is from The Coma. I'm going to read a start of this. Who is Will going to be? Beep, swish, beep. Beep, swish, beep. Dad bows his head. His shoulders forward, his chin on his gut. He rests his goatee on his blue and gray striped button-up. Wrinkle, faded. He looks down, taking the music on the stereo next to his son's hospital bed, as the ventilator and the heart monitor offer a steady tempo. Beat, swish, beat. God, give me peace. Beat, swish, beat. Give me peace for who he is when he wakes up. Beat, swish, beat. Whenever he wakes up. Beat, swish, beat. Then the light taps of the xylophones at the beginning of Sufjan Stevens' Chicago filter through the stereo. As the violins kick in, my heartbeat gets a little faster. God. Dad drops his head, defeated. Eyelids flutter. My mouth moves ever so slightly as the drums pick up. I can't talk with the trach in. I'm not conscious. I'm not fully conscious. Drugged up, out of it. But for the first time in 2.5 weeks, I am awake. I am confused at the pain in my head, but I am awake. My parents cry, hugging each other, as the nurses and doctors rush in, and the music of Sufjan Stevens fills the room. All things go, to recreate us, all things grow. With a new lease on life, raised from the dead, brought back from darkness, I cannot think of a better song to re-enter life to. And now, the recreation begins. Thank you.
You have so many techniques just in this memoir writing, and I read even more into it, but there's a part that's almost foreshadowing. Give me peace for who he is when he wakes up. And it's so telling because it sounds like you as a writer, you being in the situation, had to have that same revelation for yourself. How did the loss of memory affect who you were in the present and moving forward? Yeah.
It really affected me, I would say, very negatively at first. Because when you are somebody that you don't want to be, you tend to, and because I had this memory that was a little bit more like Swiss cheese, I remembered only the good of the previous me. Do you know what
That's awesome.
you know, and it's like, oh yeah, that person was awesome. That person was great. And that's where I kept thinking, if I could heal back to that person, then I will love myself. Because that's the conflict of the book. Because before, I was all APs, president of drama club, debate team, RUN. I was going places, And then, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm in diapers at first. I can barely remember what happened 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And so to only have the good was very painful as I thought about the person that I was. We think about, oh, that time was great. And we idolize that versus because we're trying to get out of now. Yeah, and I think that for me, that was also part of it. I only want to remember that person because that also gives me hope that I can be that person again.
Gotcha. So it actually is a motivating factor. It gives you hope for the future.
But a dangerous hope because it takes away your love for today.
For today. I think you're headed straight to some of that hope. And a part of this story that is fascinating part of your journey is your high school graduation.
Yeah, I would love
Please
to share.
Please do.
The stands are full, I think. There are almost 700 of us graduating. So honestly, the field is pretty full of chairs too. I think, again, my vision is tunneling. So I can survive getting my diploma. My heart is a bullet train, a flutter with not looking stupid, one limping foot in front of the other. And I hear my name, and I go to shake Dr. Spurka's hand, and he's smiling wide. Congratulations, Will. I don't even know it. I'm so oblivious to it. All I hear is the noise. I almost miss it. Everyone is giving me a standing ovation. Whistles, cheers, applause, and I don't really know it. I mean, I know people are clapping, but I don't get that they're all standing for me. But I raise my arms in excitement anyway. The stadium of parents, the sea of students, they know about me. They've been pulling for and praying for me since October. Maybe some of them are wearing wristbands for me. Maybe some of them send meals to my parents. Some of them have me on a prayer list at home or read the Caring Bridge updates Dad writes for me. There's an overwhelming ocean of people who are swelling with support. And like a wave, it swallows me. I feel this moment of joy. I did it. I graduated. I have a piece of paper that says I am, even by the smallest of margins, better. I have a piece of paper that puts me back, if only in a small way, on track. And underneath those bright, white, otherworldly spotlights of the football field, I feel for a drop of a second true joy and true hope. And with arms raised, I limp off stage. The black robe was following, well advanced beyond me. So I walk off, and the wave of joy has been swallowed back out to the sea as I scramble. I don't know where to go. I don't know which seat is mine. I don't know which row is mine, and I'm lost. And they all look the same. Like a cornered animal, I don't know where to go. So I shuffle towards black robes, and a soft hand touches my back. It's one of the counselors who's been standing on the perimeter. Need help? I'm sure I look frightened, and all I prayed for was to not look stupid. All I wanted was for this to go off without a hitch, and I failed. I don't know where my seat is at. With a smile and a soft voice, I see why she's a school counselor. She says, "Let me take you." And we walk to a row that I know is not my row, but there is an empty seat, and I sit down. My heart is racing. My head is light, and I hate that this moment of better has been swallowed by the effects of my injury. I want to swim back to the ocean of before, But this is now, and I have to stay in this moment as we wait for the rest of our classmates to be called. And again, it is a long one. I am counting the graduates. I know it makes me sound like a guy with a beard, a semi-automatic, and a manifesto, but counting is a good way to get through a moment you want to get through. Waiting is one of the hardest parts of life, but here I'm in my head, 100, 102. And I see one of the last of my classmates trickle across the stage, and Dr. Spurka moves to the front of the stage. He's tall with cut features like a man from stone, a powerful nose and an athlete's build, which is visible even through his flowing black drapery of graduation robes. And like a master showman, he peers out the crowd, pausing ever so briefly before announcing, "I present to you the graduating class of 2008. With that, there is thunderous applause, and everyone stands. The girl next to me gives me her hand as if to help me up, which is awkward because I'm much better at standing up by myself. But I don't want to be more awkward, so I let her help. She almost falls, steadies herself, and I'm standing. I'm standing and I have a diploma. I graduated high school. I'm going to college. I can walk. I can talk. I can think. I can live. On the field under the clear black Georgia summer sky, I am. I am here. I am okay. I have a brain injury, but I am okay. There has been pain. There has been disappointment. I have shed tears. My soul was weary and my body tired, but I am here and I am still me. I am a different kind of me. I am a new version of me, but I am still Will Carter, and I will continue to be so. At this moment, after all of this, after the surgeries, after the coma, the diaper, the wheelchair, the walker, the cane, I feel so proud to be alive. I feel so proud to be me. Thank you. Thank you.
I just would follow up, Will. I mean, this is exactly, if you are wondering what creative nonfiction is, this is the epitome of it. I mean, we're teaching this, right? It's about the journey, the author's self-exploration, self-discovery, a sense of intellectual plot. I mean, this reads like hero's journey, almost. Intellectual plot, engagement, and a sense of payoff almost at the end. And we know your story's still going, which we're very excited to have you here and to enjoy your life story with you. But can you tell us just about where you are now and where do you think your journey is going from here?
I have become very, very open about my injury with my students, very open about my accident. I also tell them my story so that they know that I struggled, that I understand their struggle, and that I will fight for them to succeed because I know how hard it is. Because I had one of the hardest times graduating high school and one of the hardest times my freshman year of college. Yeah. And I don't know, now I will say this. I'm going to steal words. It's not a political statement. I want to stress, I'm stealing words from Stephen Colbert about him talking about the death of his dad and two of his brothers. Mm-hmm. He said, I am most grateful for the thing I wish did not happen most. And I would say that about my injury. Yeah. The good that has come out of this is multiplied well beyond the pain and struggle that I've experienced as an effect of it.
I know there are some questions either about writing or publishing or just your journey in general. Does anyone want to, we can probably pass the mic around. I've got a student question in the back.
When I got this pacemaker and I felt this call to write the book, it was so good. It was so good because I was owning my story. This is my story. And the thing that I ran away from for so long my brain injury, my stroke. Oh, I don't want to be judged. I don't want people to think less of me. I want people to treat me the same. It's like, no, this is me. This is my story. And so it was so therapeutic because it added meaning to the pain that I didn't see until I did it. My publisher is Running Wild Press, and it was incredibly difficult to find a publisher. I want to take a moment to shout out KSU former faculty, Tony Grooms, because he really helped guide me through. I got a couple offers that were like, give us money and we'll publish your book. You know, hybrid publishing has really become a thing. And he told me no. And I also faced a ton of rejection. Yeah. So I would say if you want to write a book, awesome.
Yes.
Do it. Yes, yes. But just be prepared for the climb. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Writing the book was a lot easier than publishing it. But I think the advice that I got was just go. Send it to agents, send it to small publishers. And then I got a yes.
And Will, you said 30 minutes a day for how many years or how long did that take you, right?
Okay, well, it's also not fair because COVID happened. Yeah. So, I will.
So you had a little more time on your hands?
A little bit more. But yeah, I so grateful to my wife because I would be like, our daughter was born December of 2019. Obviously, COVID happened shortly after. And my wife understood when I was like, can I get those 30 minutes?
Yeah.
So, Ashley Carter, big thank you.
Yes.
Big
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Yes, let's give her a round of applause.
So support systems, yes.
Absolutely. So many people. Dr. Aaron Levy has helped me navigate this process. So has Dr. Kerr Milberger. You know, like there's shouting out as many people as I can.
The support systems here at K2 are phenomenal. But your story, as you were talking, I was thinking about just that plot diagram in the hero's journey again. And you said you've had this emotional journey even as you're writing.
No.
Even as you're writing about your journey through and out of the coma and your successes after that. Now you've got a writing journey going alongside of it. I'm just seeing your journey as just really great to follow. Your writing story, your personal journey, it's all just coming together. Do you feel that way?
I'll quote Angela Peltzer, who I believe is quoting somebody else. I was blessed and fortunate enough to go to the Chesapeake Writers Conference this summer. And she said creative nonfiction is making meaning from the events of your life. I think the thing that I want to always tell my students, share with others, is not only are you're strong enough, but also whatever is happening, it's not that you have to look for the lesson, but is part of your story and shaping you into who you are and who you need to be. So, thanks.